Hi, my name is Beth MacDonald Stone, and I'm an avid knitter and knitwear designer coming to you from Bermuda, except not today. Today, I'm actually coming to you from New York City, where I'm spending our summer holidays. This is where we choose to spend our summer holidays every year, have done since Oliver, or my son, was less than, less than 2 years old. And it's a lot of fun. It's close to Bermuda, it's easy, but it's 100% different from Bermuda. And I'm a city girl. I love cities. I can't get enough of cities. I just like walking. So every day we pretty much just set out and walk. My husband is just flying out today back home, and I'm staying on longer. But when Jeff was here, we'd literally wake up in the morning, and his favorite diner for breakfast is 2.5 miles away. So we would walk there and then just do a big walk, maybe hit up a museum or whatever. And then, that would be our perfect day. So, and then a lovely dinner out later. So, so it's a bit of a strange summer vacation, I guess, but it's perfect for us. It works really well. It's pretty hot here, so we're not escaping any heat. We're escaping humidity, kind of. Yesterday was really high humidity here, so it felt like home, but it's urban. It's fun. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of really great restaurants. There's a lot to explore, and I'm having a blast. So that's sort of why I'm coming to you from this sort of unusual space. We're renting this apartment just for the month. It's really lovely. It's in the Chelsea area, which is wonderful, and it's a small gallery district. So now that I'm on my own for a few days, I'm hoping to explore some of the galleries and stuff like that. So and then Oliver is coming to join me in a day or so. He's up in the Boston area doing a summer program there. He applied for a very prestigious summer program at Harvard, and I can't believe that he got in. And so he's there just finishing up studying astrophysics. Like, who is that? Not my kid. I can't believe, definitely my kid, because that is his interest, but not my kid as in, do we share DNA? Because I didn't even make it through the first year of physics in high school. But he's loving it, and I get reports like, oh, we're studying fusion. That's what I got a report yesterday. And then last Friday, he was really excited because he was doing quantum physics. And I was like, quantum leap? And my husband said, no, not quantum leap. Anyways, I still don't know what quantum physics is, and I'm sure I'll find out when Oliver joins me at the end of the week. So that's why I'm in this strange location. It's a lovely location. It's beautiful. Very happy here, but it's not Bermuda. It's New York. And I hope you're all well, and you've got some knitting to keep you company while I chat away, and let's get started. So what am I wearing? Let's start with the pattern highlight. So today I'm wearing the Swell tee. Let's see if there's a good height. I love it. This pattern is being released today, which is July 31st. So this pattern is being released today. So whether I put the podcast up on the 31st or August 1st, the pattern will go up one of those days. And then it'll be a 20% discount until the 8th of August. That's a generous week, midnight, probably Eastern Standard Time, since that's where I am located right now. And that'll be a 20% discount, no coupon required or anything like that. But so this tee is really striking. It's interesting. It's kind of, in my mind, sort of an art piece. I really love it. I'm just wearing it with a denim skirt. There's my belly, I just found an amazing gluten-free bagel place, and they are amazing. It's called, if anyone has a celiac or a gluten intolerance, it's called Modern Bread and Bagel on 14th Street between 7th Avenue and 6th Avenue on the north side, and it is amazing. So I've just had a real treat for a gluten intolerant person who's been gluten intolerant since my early 20s. I had an amazing bagel that tasted like a bagel, that had texture like a bagel, and I'm a happy camper, but my tummy is full, and that's always really good too. Anyway, so covering my full tummy is this lovely, summer top. I've knit this with Durham Natura Antigone. It's a lovely linen yarn, and I really like knitting with it. I don't find it tiring on my hands. I find it really easy to knit with. I find it really pleasurable. I find it gives a really nice even stitch tension. I find it wears and washes well, and I find it a really cool temperature fabric. I've been really wearing my knits a lot this summer. I haven't worn this one that much because I really wanted it to be pristine for today for the viewing, but then I totally plan on wearing it. And yeah, and maybe even tomorrow. I'm visiting with some other knitting friends tomorrow, and it'd be fun to be able to wear this, but it's going to be smoking hot. So anyways, so Durare Natura Antigone, and the main feature is this slip stitch pattern that looks like waves in the sea, and I just love it. It's really boxy. That's my preference for the summer. So you can see like there's a lot of ease. The slip stitch motif does pull in a teeny bit at the waist. So I give you in the pattern a full bust size and also a hip circumference size, or a high hip measurement. And I would definitely focus more on the high hip measurement than the bust measurement, because I mean, as you can see, the bust has a ton of positive ease, which I like, and especially for the heat, I really don't want things clinging to me. I perspire a lot, even at the best of times. So loose is amazing. Ventilation is amazing. I'm just wearing a sports bra underneath it, so I'm not trying to flash you, but it's basically like a tank underneath it. Yeah, so it's great. It's a top-down pattern, so you just cast on a lot of stitches. It's a boat neck. Do be cautious when you're casting it on. You know, everyone's tension for cast-ons is quite different. And while I want it to be a boat neck and sort of very drapey and beautiful, I don't want it to be falling off your shoulder. So when you do, you know, cast on, and if you do notice that you have a very loose cast on, maybe go down needle sizes, consciously try to tension a little bit more, or cast on a smaller size and then just increase. You know, there's so many opportunities to increase to get back to the stitch count. But so you don't want it sloppy, but you can see like I've got lots of room. And again, this is elegant, but it's loose, it's drapey, it's for hot weather. I mean, I still think you could probably totally put a button-down shirt and, you know, wear it in the winter, but my intention was like, this is for the heat. So big sort of boat neck. I'm trying to get it squared. Isn't it funny when you're sitting looking at a camera, it's backwards, which, you know, I struggle with. Anyway, so big loose boat neck top. There's increases that start right at the first round and go right down to the sleeve. So it's kind of like raglan increases, but it's a saddle shoulder construction. So there's no other increases here on the diagonal. So all the increases are here that go right down, likewise on the other side. And there's a really rapid increase here after the collar neckline. And that's to give that sort of very Grecian kind of pleated, folded, you can see it. It has that fullness. It creates that very classic, elegant sort of style there. And again, gives you the width very quickly. It is a drop shoulder, but again, it's just open, cool, aeration. Anyways, I'm really loving it. The slip stitch technique at the hem or the waist or the high hip, whatever, is really easy. It's just, if I remember correctly, because I don't know about you, but once a sweater's done, and even if I've worked on it a 10, I kind of forget how things are made. But yeah, so this is, I think it's just a 12 stitch pattern that just, you know, you maybe knit 6, slip 6, something like that, and then you offset it between each color. People have used all sorts of different numbers of colors. I've used 4. The main fabric color is graphite, again from Antigone, and then we've got Mistral. I've got a little bit of the cypress from my mid-ocean tea. Again, see, can't remember all these things all the time. And then my main color, the graphite, and then there's like a lighter version of the graphite. Oh, actually, that's it there. The lighter version is called Voie Lactée. So I used, I guess, 4 colors. You could use 3, you could use 2. You could just do it in one color because, again, the texture is quite unique. And if I'm trying to hold it Can you see the texture better if I get the sunlight? It's kind of a bit of an overcast day, so hopefully that's actually really good for, for illumination for the video. And as you can see, like when I hold it on the edge, you can see how they're just loose floats. Yeah, so I'm holding it a little higher so that the floats don't jump out at you, but it's really, really pretty. I think it's really a special top. So this is my last summer top for the season. It's out on Ravelry now, and I should sit up straight, but I just never do. There's no picking up or anything for the sleeves. They just, it's finish as you go. It's really easy, and they just kind of roll out on themselves, which again, repeat that kind of Grecian, elegant, simple, drapey look that I really was trying to get. So the Sea Swell tee, and that's on Ravelry. I hope you love it. There's some great project pages from the testers. They all had fun. We had a great conversation while doing it. And it's a great summer knit. So that is that. And because I'm traveling, I don't have a printer here. So excuse me if I refer to my phone. I've just got my notes here. So that's the Sea Swell tee, again, on 20% discount until August 8th. So now, what have I finished? Vanilla Socks, Mystery Yarn, Biscotti. Maybe I'll put a picture here. It's nothing really exciting. I finished it before I left. They were really lovely. I'm playing around with sock lengths. I think I found the row length that I like for my foot. They're great. I didn't bring them with me because I just didn't. Anyway, so that's that. I've knit another pair of socks that I had for traveling, which was great, and I've actually worn them since. I've got I've got a cream color pair of walking sneakers, like sort of elevated sneakers that are really comfortable for all this walking. And so that's why I wanted to bring these, because they're cream colored and they're shorties, and so they just fit. This is the Spoondrift Socks. Oh good, you can kind of see it. The light is really lovely. It's not sort of blaring out. And this is just a really wonderful pattern, and I highly recommend it. Spoondrift Socks, designed by Handmade Life, and I'm using my friend Priscilla's fabric. My friend Priscilla, who doesn't live in Bermuda anymore, when she did live in Bermuda, she dyed yarn, and it was called a Sheepwrecked yarn, or Sheepwrecked in Bermuda, and this was her Bermuda Wall color, and I just love it, and I've got a lot of this yarn, so I do really want to knit a sweater, but it was the perfect color to match my walking shoes, so that's really lovely, and it's wearing up well, and I've already washed them, worn them, washed them, and ready to wear them again. So that's another one. I can't say enough about this pattern. They're just the little details, like I love how the twisted rib goes right into to the lovely slipped stitches for the heel. I've decided I definitely am for shorties. I have a preference for heel flap and gusset. I find that it stays up a bit better, because I'll just go into whips really quickly just for this one because it's kind of relevant. I had some of, not much, when I'm tangled, I had some of Priscilla's yarn, the Sheepwrecked in Bermuda yarn here left over, so I just weighed it out and have knit another pair, or I'm in the process. I finished one, and you can see I put stitch markers to count rows. I'm sure you all do that, but and then also it helps me so that I know exactly where I transitioned. I brought my scale with me when I traveled, so I can do this because I am really working on pattern designs too at the moment while I'm here. Anyway, so I have found with this, and I haven't obviously worn them because my second one isn't done. It's still just this. This is like no more of this cream colored yarn. I have found that this is an afterthought heel, and I did 6 rounds before starting the decreases here in the gray, and it still feels low on my heel. Maybe I have a very deep heel, I'm not sure. I think that the heel flap and gusset is more successful for a shorty for my foot type, because it seems to hold more up here. What I'm thinking is Michael's isn't far away from here, and I wonder if I just put a little bit of puffy paint, sort of that plasticky puffy paint on the inside here, maybe that would be helpful just to hold it up. I don't know. If anyone has any thoughts on that, let me know. I'd be very curious to try. Yeah, but again, I'm just finding the round and round on the small circulars, and I've gone back with both. Whatever I feel like. So half of these were knit on small circulars for the airplane, so I didn't have any problems at all, and half were knit on using the magic loop method. These ones I just used a magic loop method because I cast them on the train when we were coming from Boston after dropping Oliver up there down to New York, and I just kept going because it was there. So I find this gauge really, really, really soothing and satisfying. I don't know why. Oh, and I forgot. Yeah. Anyways, because I run out of the Sheepwrecked yarn, and unfortunately she's not dyeing anymore. Maybe she'll dye more where she lives now. But anyways, I went up to Nitty City. Sorry, I just blanked on the name. I saw Christy Glass, a great friend. Lovely girl. We had lunch up on the Upper West Side, and then I ran over to Nitty City because I had a yarn emergency, as one does. And so I picked up some yarn, really nice, from Trey Liz that they had there. This is Requiem for a Dream by Trey Liz, and it's really pretty. So I think it looks really lovely with the Sheepwrecked yarn. And then when I was there, because I'm so on a kick for socks, I picked up another of Trey Liz's yarns. This one is called, that's a good question, Aries, I guess, or Eris. Anyway, so I'm sure I'll continue with this. I am finding that this is crocking on my hands and very quickly, which I'm hoping that when I block the socks, it's not a problem, but I thought those were really pretty. So anyway, so I've just jumped around a teeny bit, but that's the finished object, these Spoondrift Socks. Can't recommend the pattern enough. And then which led into just my other kind of current whip that is really fun. What else has been finished? Oh yeah, so I'm getting excited, and I hope you are too, for Rhinebeck and all of the Rhinebeck weekend good fun stuff. I was approached by the lady of Cake Wool Designs, and gosh, you know me with names, it's so bad. We chat all the time. Anyways, Cake Wool Design, beautiful, 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 beautiful yarn. Anyways, so Cake Wool Yarn Company has a show called Cake Palooza, and that's really fun. It's always been one of my favorite shows because it's sort of a chill size. Some of my absolute favorite vendors are there. Yan Kwan from Forever Yarn Doylestown, Tanny Casey from Tanny Casey Bags, Christina from Chelsea Luxe. There's a ton of other people. The Yarn Birds truck is usually there, and that's always fun with a really good mix of yarns. And yeah, and then I always see friends there. It's just one of those ones that like really clicks to my personality, and it's really well organized and really cool. And anyways, so Alyssa, sorry, gosh, I'm so bad with names. I'm really sorry. Alyssa from Cake Wool, who I chat with all the time. My God, apologies if you ever meet me and I space out on names. Really bad, really sorry. I'm really a visual person, so faces, they stay with me forever. Names, not so much. I hope I remember mine. Anyways, Alyssa asked if I would do a design for her, and I was like, yeah, please, I'd love to. So I love her color palette, her yarn, and everything like that. So I've done a vest, and I'm hoping when I get back to Bermuda to do a simple cowl so that there's like a multi-skein project, a bit more complicated, and a really simple sort of 1 or 2 skein project. Also to give all the people options. I'm going to put a picture in here of the vest that I designed. I didn't bring it. I purposely sort of worked very hard to finish it before I left Bermuda. Photographed, finished the pattern, design, sent it to the tech editor, photographed it so that I had pictures for you, and also so that I'm hoping that even while I'm here in New York, maybe I can get it out to test knitters too, so that just keeps on going, because it takes a while. The design to tech editing to test knitting to publication, and of course the publication time I want to of course has to be at Cake Palooza, which is really exciting, which is the Friday before Rhinebeck, and I think that's around the 19th of October. So yeah, so it's a great vest. I'm really excited about it. It's you're hopefully seeing the pictures of it. It's just a really simple cable design. You don't need cable needles. I did it all just by manipulating. I think it's like a 2x2 cable, if I remember correctly. Isn't that terrible? Gosh, I just finished it like 2 weeks ago, and I can, I can't remember exactly what I did, but basically it's really simple. I know it's really simple. And really, so what I was trying to create was sort of cake. Well, Alyssa's theme with her yarn and everything is on cake and ice, everything goes into cake. So her DK is called dough, I believe, and her, I'm looking at my notes here again, and her mohair is called cream, and I'm holding one strand of each for this sort of lovely fluffy look. And all over cable. It's a really simple construction, and it is a V-neck. So basically you knit the back, start with the back panel, pick up for the fronts, knit together until under the round, and knit down, pick up sleeves, just do a few rows of ribbing for just like a sleeve cuff. I think it's really successful. I'm really excited about it. Oh, right. And then the other thing that I'm really excited, because I don't have it with me, I'm doing this all by memory. I wanted it to be a little bit more elevated. Again, not just the V-neck. Not that a V-neck vest is just a V-neck vest, but I wanted it more elevated. So, and everyone knows that I love wearing like scarves and stuff just to sort of add a little something on the neck. I don't wear necklaces that much, but I like a scarf. So what I've done is I've designed it so that the V-neck is a tube, and you're to thread a ribbon or something through it. So I think it needs about 55 inches minimum length, or 50 inches or something like that. I'm hoping that I have another vendor who's showing at that Cake Palooza who may have some lovely hand-dyed silk scarves to be sold to go along with it. If you want to pick up the yarn and a scarf, that would be amazing. I don't really want to say officially yet, because I think that wonderful person is still researching it. But that's the idea. I'm going to go up to Mood Fabrics, or not Mood Ribbons. Yeah, here. It's close by me here. And I'm going to look for other ribbons, because it'd be fun to play around with colors. I think what I just had in the house was a sort of a green, and then I tied that. That was really fun. But I think you could do so much. So that's the special sauce to that. And the cable texture is to look like icing on a cake. So I think I'm going to call it the buttercream vest, or buttercream frosting vest, or I'm not great with being clever with words. So if anyone has any suggestions on that, sort of like just that lovely texture, that wavy texture on a cake, on a lovely iced cake. So that's what I'd like to call it. If anyone has any ideas, I'd love help there. Please write any ideas below. And so that will be coming out for Cake Palooza. So stay tuned for that. It's a really fun knit. I'm really, really, really into sleeveless vests. I've got another design for a sleeveless vest that I charted before I left Bermuda, and I'm ready to cast on, but I'm going to cast that on after I finish this next sweater. So that is that. Let me just check my notes for the finished. So that's everything I finished. Really 3 things. I think Biscotti socks, the blue socks that maybe you'll have seen a picture. The Spoondrift socks, which are right here and already been worn, and that cake wool company design for Alyssa for Cake Palooza. So exciting. It's been really fun. My creativity is very, very in gear. It's really fantastic. So what am I working on? So I've talked to you about the vanilla Shortie Socks. I'm still playing, oh, it's not that one. I'm still playing around with ideal socks. I don't think this is it for me. I think this is closer. Good fun, easy to experiment. I mentioned this scoop neck cable vest, which I just have the yarn here. So you'll see more about this next time, but I'm using Pascuali Cashmere Charis in color 4, I believe. No, color 3. So that's lovely. It's a DK weight yarn, and I'm holding it double with Isager Silk Mohair color 41. That's where I got the 4. So that'll be the next. This will be a cabled vest, a more traditional cabled vest, not an all-over gentle motif, but more of a traditional cabled vest. I'm really excited about that. So that is going to be cast on just as soon as I finish this one. And this one is something I am super excited about. But, you know, I get really excited when I'm working on a project because, of course, there's that excitement in the design and the conception, and then you're working on it and you're knitting it, and hopefully it works out well. And if it hasn't, you've rushed it back and you've done it again. But now I didn't have to with this one. I was really, really, really pleased with this. And so this is my swatch. So here I'm using the Lamb & Kid Elmer worsted in the color, let me look at my notes here again, sorry, Cookie. The orange is called Hi-Vis, and the very cool turquoise is called Salted. And this is the stitch pattern. The stitch pattern here really reminds me of sort of traditional hem stitch techniques where you would take like you would take lovely linens and you separate the threads and manipulate them in such a way that you can thread ribbon or just create eyelets, pretty eyelets and stuff like that. I was tempted to call this sweater the trousseau top, just because I know traditionally my grandmother would talk about traditionally women would work on their trousseau, and hem stitch techniques were very popular, so the bedding would be very special with lovely details along, you know, the folded edge. I'm not sure what I'm going to call this, but it's a hem stitch design with basically the look of a ribbon threaded through. It's all worked at one time, it's all knitted, it's effectively again slip stitches. I love it. So let me show you. I've done quite a bit. I'm just on the hem now. Let me make sure I show you the front. So this is it. I love, love, love it. It's a bit puckery just because, of course, it hasn't been blocked. I'll probably take this back to Bermuda to be blocked. I've got a really great spin dryer in Bermuda, so I can ensure that it will dry really well. And I use a heated towel rail a lot just to really finish off the drying, where I'll lay it out on the porch and let the sun get it for the day, and then at night, overnight, I put it on the towel warmer, and I find that really finishes off a blocking. So I won't block this until I get back to Bermuda, but I'm really pleased with it. So you can see the lovely motif there, and doesn't it just look like ribbon going through a hem stitch? So pretty. The colors are wonderful. Elmer worsted is from Dimond Laine, which is one of the yarn lines dyed by the Lamb & Kid. I just think their colors are spectacular. They have a light from within. They radiate, and this is, I think, the 3rd design with them in a row, pretty much, except for the cake. Cake has great colors too. But I'm definitely on a roll with the Lamb & Kid and Dimond Laine, and can't get enough of it. So thank you so much for doing such a great job there. So this is interesting. In order to create this stitch motif with the little legs, I won't even try to do that, hold on, with the little legs sticking up, this means that it's a bottom up pattern. So this needs to be worked from here up. I don't like bottom up sweaters. But I don't mind if it works like a top down sweater, but if the yoke itself is knit bottom up. So that's what I've done. So this pattern, And because it's not blocked, you can kind of see where the provisional cast on was. So I provisionally cast on at the widest point. So basically at the point when you would divide for sleeves. I used a really great technique that'll be in the pattern that Laura Nelkin describes on YouTube, where you literally put it right on a barber cord, the held stitches, or I put it right on another spare circular needle or cord with just the stoppers on the end. So that was really easy. It's a really simple technique. It's not fussy. You don't be stressed. Like, it's literally just twisting your yarn. So that's your cast on, and then I just knit up. And the nice thing with that is you've got a really lovely control on the neckline. This neckline is folded, and I just sort of stitched it down. I did make sure that the bind off was stretchy so that it will go over your head, but not too stretchy because I really want it to hold its shape. And yeah, so all the decreases are just before each of the patterns, so they'll be, the decreased stitches will be kind of hidden. I have no fear that the provisionally cast on row, that's just going to totally disappear in blocking. I'm not even worried at all. So yeah, so I just worked this up, and then once I finish the yoke, I'm now knitting the body down. I am including, I like a high-low hem. It's just what I always appreciate. It's how I like to wear clothes. I like to wear shirts with tails coming at the back. So that's just, I like my booty being covered. Not that I'm ashamed of my booty. I just do. I don't know. It's part of my style. Always has been. And so I'll do about 2 inches of ribbon, which is what I'm working on. And then pick up for the sleeves. They'll be straight sleeves with a simple cuff, 1 by 1 to, copy here. I'm really into 1 by 1 ribbing. That's what I'm into right now. Things change all the time. A couple years ago, I was into 2 by 2. Yeah, so I'm really, 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 really excited with this. I'm writing up the pattern as I go, so that when I get home, I'll send this to the tech editor. My lovely tech editor, is going on holiday in a week or so. So I'm not going to try and get it to her before. It's just too mental, because of course I won't have the yardage and everything, and it won't be completed. So that'll be great then. So I'm really excited about that. I hope you are too. And that one doesn't, we're still working on a name for that one. If you have any suggestions, I've been trying to look up if there is a name for that hem stitch technique where you do thread the ribbon through. I don't think there really is a specific name for it, but if you find something or if you know something, please let me know. Yeah, so that's everything. So that's I knit a lot. I knit a lot even on holiday. I like to walk my tootsies off, and then I come back and cool out and knit. How perfect. And with these amazing laptop and modern technology, I can still work no matter where I am, and that's just such a relief too. Because I found historically I wouldn't bring laptops with me when I traveled because it was a real vacation, especially when I owned the interior design company. But that was also sort of anxiety making too, because then of course things would build up when I'm away. Where this is great. It's not the interior design company, so it's not sort of clients needing or wanting or whatever, anything, information or products. So I don't have that anxiety, but also I can just maintain the design work, the creativity, while I go, which is wonderful, because then it keeps, especially right now when the flow state is there, it keeps that going, and I'm very, very thrilled with that. So that's exciting. So I kind of did the what's going on at the beginning of the episode to explain why I'm in this lovely but unique milieu. I'm here for another bit. I'll probably have one more podcast coming to you from here before I go home. I'm really excited to see Oliver on Friday and hear all about his experiences at Harvard. How bizarre. So that's really neat and exciting, and I hope he had a good time exploring Cambridge and Boston and all that stuff. He's kind of a one-liner with WhatsApp, so I don't know if you guys have kids that are like that too, where it's like, hey, how are you doing? Good. What'd you do? So I can't wait to actually see him and take him out for dinner and get the scoop. I'm sure he's had a great time. I do know that he thinks his physics professor is really nice, really funny, and he's super psyched on what he's studying. So that's amazing. Jeff will go home today and pick up our lovely puppy Luna from where she's boarding, and we're really anxious to do that, to get her home. So that's exciting for Luna, and then we'll, of course, I'll miss Jeff a lot, and yeah, but yeah, so that's that. There'll be some videos and photos at the end we'll probably start with some pictures of dropping off Oliver in Cambridge, and then a little bit of walking around in New York City, and more to come. So I hope this finds you well. I hope you're enjoying your summer or winter or whatever you're doing. I hope it's not too hot or too cold. I hope it's just fantastic wherever you are. I hope you're getting lots of knitting done, lots of fun, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. And check out the Swell top. I'm pretty excited about this one. Hope you are too. All right. Bye.
Shall we still be together with our arms around each other, and shall you be my new romance? On the clear understanding that this kind of thing can happen. Shall we dance? Shall we dance? Shall we dance? Shall we dance? On a bright cloud of music, shall we fly? Shall we dance? Shall we then say goodnight and mean goodbye? Oh, perchance, when the last little stars left the sky, shall we still be together with our arms around each other? And shall you be my new romance? Of the clear understanding that this kind of thing